Here we are.
Shit.
So we have done a lot of discussing of our theories throughout the discussion of the entire episode. So if you are just watching this on YouTube and you don't usually listen to our full podcast discussion, either become a patron and watch the video, because you can do that, and it's totally worth it. You should do that. Or you can listen to the podcast. So all the links for that will be in the description. Now let's get into it. Can't hold it in any longer. It's just there's so much to talk about. So Erica,
you need to do the Charles face. The face. You can't hold it in.
What's the face?
The cry face.
Is my crying upsetting you?
Oh my God.
Upsetting me.
I'm sorry if I upset anybody with that. Okay.
Because Erica's our Charles.
Oh my God.
No.
I don't want to be Charles this episode because he was a jerk.
No.
Hey,
He was kind of a
we all
dick.
have our unattractive moments. We all have it. Lord knows Oliver has had a lot.
I would have like kicked myself if I said that. I would have been like, oh, foot insert in mouth. All right. So
yes, okay. So Erica, I know that when it comes to theories, especially now that it's down to the wire, you don't come to the table with a fully like 6-page brief like Kara and I.
I do not
plan bullet points. So
but I did a little bit. I've only watched this episode once, but I was thinking about numbers. Like I was pulling numbers. I'm like, why did they pick 30? And I was thinking about, Kara and Jade. If I were Kara and Jade, what would I do? I would refer to Shakespeare. And I did. And
she did.
I did.
So make me happy.
So I looked up.
Is 30. It my birthday?
So sonnet number 30.
Yes, that's right.
I'm so happy, Erica.
She did it. She done did it.
Hey, look, there's surprises in this episode, and there's one in our episode. So the poet pictures his moments of serious reflection as a court session in which his memories are summoned to appear. As they come forward, he grieves for all those he has lost. But he then thinks of his beloved friend, and the grief changes to joy. So I thought about a lot of the reflection, a lot of the grieving over things that were lost. And I'm like, that does have a little bit of a tie into this episode, at least when it comes down to N. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm looking at sonnet here. Look at this.
I did think about 30 a lot. I'm like, it was like 30 is her birthday.
Yeah.
30 minutes he was supposed to have for his call time. 30 minutes before his death.
Right. Yeah. No, you
lots
were
of 30.
Right.
And then also the 5. I just felt like the number 5 for the horrors. Like, I'm like, it felt in that circle. So I'm like, I feel like it has more deep down. It was like a very odd number. And their names were like very, I don't know. They just had something. I wish I had more time to like kind of dig in to see if I could find some more meaning. But I felt like there was a little bit, there had to be more to those.
Yeah. If you're watching the video, you can see the sonnet 30 is on the screen. So when to the sessions of sweet silent thought, I summon up remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes, new wail my dear time's waste. Then can I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hid in death's dateless night, and weep afresh love's long since cancelled woe, and moan the expense of many a vanished sight. Then can I grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woe to woe tell o'er the sad account of forebemoaned moan. Oh man, which I knew pay as if not paid before. But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. It's just crazy that this is, what were you going to say about how you think this relates to Mabel?
Well, even with Mabel, like all losses are restored and sorrows end, because she remembers like her friends, like she's like, yes, 10-year-old Mabel would have been upset with her, what she has, but now she's realizing, she feels fulfilled. That wish is there. She has her friends. She feels content. She's forgiving that past. So
sweet.
Yeah.
And this is truly, it's like really when I think about when I'm having a bad day, I text you guys, when I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end. Truly a good friendship, community. It's exactly what you need. And just as you were talking about that, Mabel's 10-year-old self looking at her 30-year-old self, and how now she sees this life is actually great. It's not a bad life, 10-year-old Mabel would have thought that sucks, but what does she know? She shops at Wet Seal, which I loved.
I
was a good
love
line.
that line.
Didn't we
Wet
all?
Seal. I miss
Didn't we
Wet
all?
Seal.
Right. So
That was fun.
I just love that when you're younger, the life that you think is going to be just exactly what you want. This is, oh, that sounds perfect. How that changes, you know, it's so relatable. And it's so important to notice that actually the life that you have now, with all the mistakes you made, and with, even though you're not in the place that you would probably want to be, would you change it? No, I wouldn't. For all the terrible things that I've done and that have been done to me, it's made me who I am. That's what I always say. I wouldn't change anything. No regrets. No regrets.
Butterfly effect, essentially. Like, if you never know what, if you take one thing and make it different, like how drastically that could affect
So
you.
true.
And I like who I am. I don't want to change. Well,
It's so true.
I
Just
don't want to
even
drastically change. I'm sure I
even
can
how,
improve.
well, couldn't we all? But I was thinking about that, even that's like the way that we came together, the way we met. It's just like little happenstance, little chances. And then now it's like, I can't imagine my life without you guys in it. Like, I can't imagine it. You know, you mean so much to me, you know? It's true. Oh, yes. So much love.
Besties are back.
The besties are fucking back. We really back. All right. Oh, we had a
man.
Yes. Nostalgia. We had a hard time being apart last week. Yeah. No, I just love that. I think that the sonnets are like, you know, some people can do this. If you're religious, you know, it's like a Bible dip. You like open the Bible to any page, put your finger down and just start reading, and it can speak to you. You know, the sonnets for me, that's my Bible dipping. You know, I can just open the book of sonnets anytime. Once, you know, okay, this applies how
you could tie some meaning to something.
So even if the writers didn't intend sonnet 30, you know, like I brought up sonnet 43 before, which had so much connection to the episode, even if the writers didn't intend it, I can get a lot out of this. Yes, like that pertains to this episode, exactly what you're saying. It reminds me as well of the weeping afresh, you know, of love that's been lost, these grievances that are being talked about here. This reminds me of Ben, you know, just God, we went on and on. If you didn't listen to our breakdown of the full episode, we went on and on about how much I really appreciate Paul Rudd, and I am now, shocking everyone, a big Paul Rudd fan after seeing his acting in this episode.
Emmy for Paul Rudd.
Emmy for Paul Rudd, truly. Bring it on.
I love it.
Man deserves. I love this, Erica. Thank you so much
for
bringing that to our attention. And I had thought of it in the back of my mind before we started podcasting, and I was like, I should have looked that up.
You send that over to me.
We share brains.
All right, and now just going back, like just for theories again, Tobbert has always been the guy I've been keeping an eye on.
Right. That's been your first pick since day one. I called it.
I don't know. Now this was our first time we kind of saw his, I don't know if it's aggressive, but his angry side, because when Ben fired him, but also it was a really weird choice that he took his GoPro. Is that what it's called? A GoPro, his camera.
Yeah.
It could have possibly just helped the plot along, but it also was like taking away like what like Tobbert is about, like took away like a section of him. Like that's what he always is, like his crutch. Like when he was filming the baby elephant, like that was whether it's his weapon or whatever, it's his extension. He took that away. He fired him and he was left there. So, you know, it's something to kind of consider. There's a part of me, I don't know, like I do fondly feel like there's multiple murderers, whether it's 2 or 3. And I know there's several different theories about, you know, it could be the first season was 1, the second season was 2, the third season was 3. But I feel like he is connected between whoever the murderers are. I don't know if he is the murderer.
Yeah.
I still feel like there is a connection to Cinda Canning. I think she was there for a reason. I still think she's there. I don't know if she's a murderer. I don't think that, but I think there is some connection between that.
This is what I'm thinking. It has to be the big twist, right? It's just what we were talking about. It's shocking how many people think, well, Donna did it then, right? We have our answer. Right. I'm like, guys, hello. There is a whole episode to go. Twists abound. So no, it is not Donna. This is not where the story ends. There's so much more to be unfurled. So it has to be someone, the big bad murderer who pushed Ben, whatever, let him fall, however you want to say it. That person has to be someone who's not on the murder board, right? Like how Jan... Poppy out of left field, well, for some people, I saw it coming, but I did not know Jan. And so it's got to be someone who's close to them, but not on the murder board. Who is that person? Fucking Tobbert. It is Tobbert. I am going to be not going to be happy if it turns out to be Tobbert, because it's a little unfair. We know nothing about him. I also think since day one, Tobbert has been that's so obvious.
Yeah.
And I've been saying he's like set up to act creepy and suspicious, but everything about him gives me not killer vibes.
I think he's just there to deflect and to move parts around to get information. I don't see him as the murderer. He doesn't gain anything from it, but I feel like that, like he is in there, either he was hired by somebody or he is there just to get information from. I don't think he's the murderer. I'm still suspicious of Dickie. I really, really am, especially that weird, like there was parts of me, like those little moments when he had no audience. Like, I'm like, oh, is he just guilty because he did something like that? But like that interview, our trio with him was really weird. It made no sense. It was
weird.
It was out of character. Like it felt very like he was revealing things about Ben to paint him even more uglier than he was before. Like, oh, look, he was a drug addict. And again, I don't like the word whores. I know like Martin Short made it real funny, but like, I'm like, oh, you're making him.
It's funny because they're not whores.
Exactly. Right. They're all
that
ladies.
Is the only
They're
reason.
Cute old ladies. Although Trixie used to be one. But it's like,
good for her. Go Trixie.
Get it, Trixie.
I like it.
I still feel like this particular season, there are multiple people pulling strings. And I think KT, Dickie, and Tobbert are involved.
Can we talk about why we don't think it's Donna? Did you guys have any, thought? Because one, and this is where I can't tell if my brain is sabotaging me and getting in the way of me enjoying entertainment, because I was like, am I reading too much into this whole rat poisoning thing? This whole time, everyone has been like, he's talking to cookies. Someone poisoned the cookies.
Oh, look at the packets of rat poison everywhere. Yeah.
And that's even Mabel immediately was like, oh, he was poisoned. Okay, poison. Which, I mean, yes, some of the symptoms he had are absolutely consistent with ingesting rat poisoning, but it's consistent with a whole shitload of other things too.
Wait, you're telling me we're to assume that eating rat poison makes you die like Juliet style? Like,
I mean,
dead for a little while and then pop back into life. That's how rat poison works on humans.
Here's my issue with the rat poison. So I took a screenshot of the rat poison and zoomed in to see what I could tell about it. And it's not a real brand. It's like called Dicey Micey or something. But it says wheat bait next to it. And wheat bait is a very specific kind of rat poison. And there can be different kinds that have, that are grain-based, wheat-based, cornmeal based, whatever. But they might have different active ingredients in them. But most likely with a wheat bait, you're looking at what is it, bromediolone, I think is how you pronounce it. It's an anticoagulant. Like, it is not great to be ingested,
but not that little bit. He only
and if she fucking sprinkled that rat poison on that cookie, maybe he would have some effects in like a day. Like maybe he'd have a really bad poop or something, and there'd be like blood. So like maybe, but he would not immediately begin bleeding from the mouth, collapse on stage, and die. And he could experience like muscle paralysis if he was ingested a shit ton, or if it was like a chronic poisoning where someone was sneaking it in his food repeatedly.
That's what I was thinking about.
Could be possible still. So the rat poison could still come into play. But that little sprinkle that they imagine her doing on his cookie would not result in what we saw in real life. I think the producers of the show necessarily did a ton of research on this? I hope they did some, so it made sense. But in real life, that would not be enough to cause those effects. If someone was sneaking, like the rat poison was in KT's office, if somebody was poisoning something he consumed on a regular basis,
like the mangoes,
yes,
right,
then maybe, you know, it was a very nice coincidence on a TV show that it happened to take effect as soon as he went on stage on opening night. But that chronic poisoning situation, as opposed to an acute poisoning situation with that type of rat poison, is what would be needed for those effects to happen. There is no way what they imagined Donna did having the effect. And I was like, I don't know if that's just because I am letting, you know,
logic.
Oh, it bothered me.
Right? Yeah. Like, if it was a chihuahua and he ingested that amount, then yes. I'm just saying, like,
all right, so we don't know about this poison accuracy thing. No one else is talking about this, so I'm glad that we covered it. But back to what you asked about, why else don't we think this could be Donna? I don't think that this could be Donna because, well, first of all, it's episode 9. There's more shit to go on.
Right.
I also don't think it makes sense, her motive. You brought up the good point, Kara, that she's, if we are to believe that she's going through chemo, or she's maybe doesn't have long to live, if she really does have cancer, then she could think to herself, well, what do I have to lose? And be, you know, reading that bad review makes her think Ben must die. I don't know. It seems a little...
It's still kind of a stretch to me.
Yeah, it seems crazy. What doesn't seem crazy to me is Cliff, her stupid son, who repeatedly, all we know about him is that his ideas are bad and he has bad taste and he's just bad and stupid.
And he's a moron.
And he's a moron and incapable.
And he stress dances.
He stress danced Ben into the elevator shaft. Anyway.
So what I could see though is little dumb Cliff reading that review, thinking mommy's going to not like this, and then taking matters into his own hands and seeing rat poison like a child. Yeah. And we do see him, the one outside Ben's dressing room, giving him the cookie. So why is no one saying that possibly Cliff could have done the murderer?
Here's what you want to know what I thought with that, because I was like, Cliff is a moron. Donna is not a moron. Like, she does not come across as stupid. And
you can't afford those. You cannot afford those coats if you are stupid.
No, you cannot. Whole theme of mothers repeatedly coming up this season
and protecting protecting their sons.
Yes, to protect their children, particularly their sons. So if the twist is Cliff is the one who, you know, had been trying to poison Ben, was poisoning Ben, Donna then, you know, ends up taking the fall for him at some point. Donna could be trying to cover that up. And then if Dickie followed, he was furious and adjusting about him being alive. And if the timing, the watch thing comes into play again about the watch, if Dickie went upstairs and confronted Ben, and, you know, Loretta rushed out fairly quickly too, I could see Ben confronting Loretta and getting in her face and thinking she had something to do with this, and Ben jumping straight to the conclusion, you know, Loretta was out to get me. She was trying to come between me and my brother. And if Ben and Loretta get into some sort of fight scene again, I could 100% see Dickie shoving him down that elevator shaft to protect Loretta, and Tobert watching and not doing anything, like the baby elephant. The only thing that makes me question that is Donna, if we think she is going through chemo, and we know that that handkerchief had bloody fingerprints on it, what if she was coughing into it and that's where the blood came from, if she was holding it like this up to her mouth, and if it's her handkerchief, if Cliff steps in to argue with Ben. Donna defends him, and turns out Dickie was the one who was trying to poison his brother. Like, I could see it being a twist in how those four are involved.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you think that maybe if Tobert is that, like, he kind of like parallels his elephant story, maybe there's footage of it from his like phone because he doesn't have his GoPro?
I could see it.
Well, okay, this is my question. My question about this Tobert camera thing is, so he gets his camera taken away from him by Ben right at the door. I guess we're supposed to believe that that's canon. Although Mabel only put that in. They recounted all of the playing back, you know, what really happened, and they're watching these interrogations and everything. Tobert didn't have an interrogation because he was mysteriously absent. Where the fuck was he? Mysterious. Suspicious. But if we are to believe that that's true, that Ben took away Tobert's camera and got angry at him, when did Tobert get his camera back?
He could have went back when he was on stage. Maybe he went in there and got it because nobody was down there when he could have went back in there.
Well, we see him walk out of his dressing room and he just leaves the door open behind him.
He did say to Tobert, he made that comment like, "I'm not one of your animals in the zoo." I was like, is that a coincidence? Like, are we supposed to clock that for anything? Because that
what you mean, because the fucking pig thing?
Well, no, because of the elephant situation and Tobert, you know,
animal.
Filming and all of that.
So what I was thinking was that Tobert might have come back to the party, not obviously in Oliver's house, but he might have come back to Ben's apartment, intercepted Ben on his way back home, and said, "Hey man, where the fuck is my camera? I need you to give me my shit back so that I can, you know, get on with my life if you don't want me to do your documentary anymore." Maybe
he was the one who called him and said, "I want my camera."
That's what I'm thinking. The phone call was probably Tobert.
Her, I thought.
They never say if it was male or female. They just say Ben's got to take this. Again. No, there's no gender. 100%. I know that for sure. Ben's got to take this. It's all we hear. You got to take this call. And I think it was Tobert calling. I do think so. And I think he probably wanted his camera back if it was still in Ben's dressing room. I don't know. And then maybe a kerfuffle happens, an argument, something like Ben falls or trips and Tobert doesn't save him. I just don't know that Tobert pushed him. It's either that or Tobert saw what happened. Yeah, I think for sure.
Where do you think the bloody handkerchief comes in?
Yeah, I like your theory about Donna coughing into it. I mean, I got nothing as to why those fingers.
Or it's something that will make complete sense once we hear it.
Right.
And now, like, but right now, with the information we have, I was like, that is the only thing I could see. Unless whoever pushed him was bleeding and picked it up, but that doesn't seem likely. Or was it Ben's handkerchief and he was coughing blood into it again and was having some effect of what was still going on? Was it a tox report, like a doctor calling from the hospital with a tox report, like to give him an update since he left against medical advice?
It might not have been Ben's handkerchief, because apparently his own handkerchief was stolen by Greg. If we're to believe that that's true, and I think the show wants us to believe that's true. It might have been that Ben was still coughing up more blood, and so Dickie said, "Oh, here's my handkerchief," because he had it on him from when Ben gave him one.
I can see that, and
so
then
it could be that the handkerchief is not because he fell and reached for it at the last second, like they envisioned in the reenactment in their mind, but it could be someone handed it. Yeah, like
because that was a huge assumption from the get-go that somebody pushed him, which I get it. Like, I get logically. Oh, you're not assuming someone is just gonna hurl themselves into the elevator shaft or fall, but he was definitely out of it. We've determined that he had no food in his system, and he just probably gave him some pain meds or something. Like, he was not all there. He very easily could have like tripped and fell down that elevator shaft. And maybe, I don't know, like, was he hanging there and Tobert decided not to interfere for some reason? Like, I have no idea. There are so many
I think we can all agree that Tobert knows something that because when Mabel stole the footage and he was like, I gotta hand it to you, you got the touch, we all were like, that was so obviously planted for her to steal. He did not. He, is this just something disingenuous about Taubert, I don't know if this is Jesse Williams acting, but he does not seem sincere. And
I don't.
You guys have seen him more.
I watched him on Grey's Anatomy, and I know that is like, you know, it's medical drama, but he was fine. Like he was good.
I just always feel like he's lying.
I feel like, but I think that's one reason why I'm like, oh, I don't like him. He is skeeving. He is manipulative. Like I feel like that is
because I feel like he's telling me the truth. I feel like I can't trust him. Like everything that comes out of his mouth, I just see him as being so genuine, and it's partially because of characters he has played before. Where I'm just like,
okay, so this is a character choice for this then to be all like kind of I just feel like I don't trust him. I don't believe anything he says. When he was at that door and Ben took his camera, everything that came out of his mouth just seemed like acting. And same thing with when he told Mabel, oh yeah, you got the touch, nice job stealing that footage. I'm like, acting, why are you acting a character? Is this
it was like
because you're not a great actor in real life?
No, it felt like he was just delivering lines like you know, like bad pickup lines the entire time. Like
think about the contrast where Mabel and him are in the elevator. They are both lying about going up to the penthouse apartment, and Mabel is a terrible liar and immediately is like fumbling over herself and not smooth, and he lies effortlessly to her, and it comes across like perfect. She didn't question him at first, so he's a good liar. He lied about that elephant story. I was about ready to cry listening to him recount that, and then turns out he was lying.
Well, that's another weird thing though, because he's lying, so he says. Like that whole thing could have been made up just to have a thing to say to Mabel, okay, let me tell you the truth, let me come clean and be honest, and endear yourself to someone in that way. Like he could be making it all up, you know?
Exactly. I don't like it.
All right, so we don't know about Taubert, but we all don't fucking trust him. Basically nothing has changed with Taubert.
We also know nothing about Ty.
I'm pretty sure that I'm taking it off the table at this point. Yeah.
What I hope they don't do is please don't bring anybody who we don't care about. Like, please don't. I don't think they will.
If it's Ty or Bobo, I would be more angry than if it were
Taubert.
Taubert.
I would rather I'd rather it be.
You know who I want it to be? I want it to be fucking Dickie. I really would love it if it was Dickie. I mean, okay, I would kind of not love it because I predicted it, and it's always more fun to have it be something that you didn't predict. But if Dickie was the double bluff that I was thinking, that they're giving us every reason to cross this person off the list, and then at the last minute he's
you're like a race.
That's
cross
the
out
twist.
A race.
We've been thinking all along, oh, he resented him, but like he has a motive, and then in this one, seemingly he's crossed off because he was in that horrific Cobra outfit screaming for whores and drugs.
And I feel like that was intentional. Like, oh, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like, it's so weird
to get caught on camera.
Right.
And have it
out in a ridiculous outfit.
To be unmistakable on camera as like, this is a surefire alibi, me in this fucking Cobra costume. But he does say, the cops say that they didn't really buy it as an alibi because you can't really see my face. And that stood out to me. I'm like, are there two Dickies? Like, what's going on? Something about Dickie is always very strange. First of all, he covered up Ben's toxicology report.
And like kind of like skated over it really quick. Like,
that was
really quick. Yeah. That seems strange to me, because why would you couldn't you just cover up the results? Like if you're a fixer for a famous person, you can just make it so the toxicology report gets done accurately, but it doesn't get leaked to the public. Wouldn't you want to know if your brother dies in a mysterious way? Wouldn't you want to know the truth?
We don't know who Dr. C is. What if Dickie is Dr. C? We don't know who that cloaked guy was.
The cloaked guy looked like, well, it looked like,
well, we know who Dr. C is. We see Dr. C though.
Oh, that's right, we do. I forgot.
With Jonathan.
But this was my thought. The cloaked guy, the Phantom of the Opera, right? Fucking Dickie's creepy Jack Nicholson father. Why was he filmed in that creepy ass way with that like
he looked like Bob from Twin Peaks.
He did look
like get off my screen, perv.
Fucking Bob, yes. You know, so I think that the fact that Dickie's father was filmed in that creepy ass way and then never talked of again is creepy,
Yeah.
weird, significant to me. Also, maybe Dickie knows who his father is and therefore knows who Loretta is, and therefore he knows everything and is faking and lying. It would sure add up because he seems like he's faking and lying. He seems very sketchy and
he's
suspicious.
very willing to let Loretta possibly take the fall for him. Because
yes,
I mean,
very willing to let Greg take the fall for him. He's like, Mabel, there's no story here. And what you were saying about the way that he said to Mabel, I'm not going to tell you anything for your podcast. And then 2 seconds later, he's like his guts,
ranting.
By the way,
he gets emotional and angry and has outbursts. We've seen that already.
Saying every juicy detail you could possibly put on a podcast that you would want to put on.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Well, and it was weird when they were like, oh, by the way, we kind of thought it was you for a while. And he just seems curious.
He just goes, huh, that's right. Like, tell me why. Yeah.
Not like, why the heck? Like, I could never do that. What the hell?
I'm like, Dickie, have an emotion. Why are you so emotionless? It's creepy.
Nothing.
Well, but Kara is a little bit of an expert of, like, you know,
that's the thing.
Killers.
The number of interrogations I have watched is in the hundreds, which, you know, that's not as many as people who have been detectives for their lives and have sat there and done it. But it was still a very key part of my job to be able to evaluate the evidence in front of me to assess the credibility of someone who's charged with murder or capital murder or sexual assault, like something like that. And I get it that it's a TV show and they do not always follow real life and pay attention to the psychology of it all. But when they were talking with Dickie, I immediately was just like, this is icky. This is weird.
Dickie.
Yeah. I was like, that's not how I expected him to respond.
Very,
Okay, well, I know for a fact our fucking incredible listeners, gorgeous listeners, babies. Oh, my listeners, you came with the FeedCRACK this week. Oh my God. I think that more of our theory discussion will happen as we get into this fucking delicious feast of FeedCRACK. Oh, I am ready to get high. Oh,
I just like,
let's dive in. Oh, I'm so hungry. Feed me, mama. Oh my God. I feel like Martin Short and Steve Martin.
Lord.
Like, where? FeedCRACK.
So weird.
Image.
The sucking noise.
And the noises. I was like, stop it.
I will never get out of my brain watching Steve Martin do that. So wrong. Okay.
Smackery is a real place.
It's real. Yeah.
I did not know that. I was hoping it was like just part of OMITB, like lore, like the pickle diner.
I know.
That's
real.
awesome.
There's Schmackery is, yes, Insomnia. We have all those things. Crumble. We have all that in New York. We have everything.
I had no idea Schmackery's was a real place.
That's so cute. Yes, I should get some Schmackery's, but I don't eat sugar. I do not eat sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
Yes, it is.
Like, that's that's why when I have my pastis de nata, that's my I pick and choose my sugar battles very, very carefully, and that is one I will wage. That is a battle I will always wage with a pastis de nata.
Fair.
Oh, I was gonna say there's a America's Next Top Model quote.
Oh
that
God,
my mama and I always say to each other. Remember when Lisa put on that disguise, that weird, like, the diaper moment, and she
love that season.
She was in this interview and she goes, "Everybody need to calm down, take a break
with the nose."
Cookie.
That is seared into my memory.
She has a huge thing of cookies that she's just walking around eating, and she goes, "Take a break. Eat a cookie."
Everybody be taking themselves way too serious.
Psycho.
What?
Psycho.
Everybody just needs to calm down. Calm down. Take a break. Eat a cookie.
We all agree that Lisa is crazy and has lost her damn mind.
And so my mama and I always, whenever everyone is like all crazy, we always go, "Everybody need to calm down. Calm down. Take a break. Eat a cookie." I thought that so many times during this episode.
That is hilarious.
It's really good.
Oh, you just totally like opened up like some core memories,
right?
Yeah. We're hitting the deep cuts.
That show was
so
nostalgia.
I can't remember when I stopped watching, but I love that show so much.
Tin
Marvelous.
wine glass.
Yes.
I
Oh my
like
God,
it.
Disappear.
you and I just instinctively held up our glasses to cheers at the same moment.
Cheers.
You're
I
like,
have water. I need to
Besties.
refill.
What? There it is.
Luna
Nope.
says
There it
hi.
is. Nope.
Erica, you need
Aw.
to get alcohol for the finale.
It's so hard to
It's
see.
a school night.
It's a school. Why can't I see him?
I
There
can't
we go.
drink.
Oh, that's
Now
awesome.
you can see.
That's adorable.
Amazing.
It makes
I'll
me
tr-
happy.
I will drink like juice or a seltzer or
Yeah.
Gatorade. I drank a Gatorade earlier and it's
Erica, you're
delicious.
high on murder. On
Oh, I
murder.
know.
That
Yes,
sounds great.
murder.
Like
High
Tim
on
Curry
murder.
himself. All right,
Yes,
let's get
fuckity
to
fuck.
it. So, fuckity fuck. Yes, love it. So
Eric.
let's get to
Rush.
our YouTube comments first. YouTube listeners, oh, you brought it on. You really did. I love you guys so much.
Eric Rush, BW3CL, writes us saying, "Thank you so much for reading my comment."
Aw.
Erica, reading Eric. Oh, yay.
You're
First time
welcome.
that's happened. You're welcome. Great.
Told you
video
we
as
read all
always.
of our comments here because we are unhinged mentally.
Yes.
Just
yes.
a smidge. It's fine.
So, did you notice Loretta's bus ticket reveals she left for New York City in 1976? But at Ben's funeral, his birth year was listed as 1973. Her story doesn't line up. Did Ben and Dickie switch identities at some point? Maybe that's why Ben spoke in a third person when he got the phone call, because he was actually Dickie and Dickie is Ben. I definitely think Donna did something to protect Cliff from his show flopping. She could be the one who shredded the review. You're right. And seen the rat poison. Robert, with a T, keeps disappearing. Who knows what he did when he went to get Charles water at the theater and now not being at the SITS probe for interrogation. I hope there is something on the GoPro he didn't erase.
Yeah, that'd be
Nailing it.
interesting.
Mhm.
The discrepancy between the bus ticket date and Ben's birth year does bug me a little bit, and I can't
So
decide
Eric-
if I think it's a continuity error.
Yeah. So, okay. Eric said something else. I just noticed there's a couple of responses to his comment. And then Eric responded again with the ticket. What if Dickie is Richard and Ben is Richard II and switched his name to Ben as a stage name? Loretta is an actress and she was with the director. So it makes sense that Ben/Richard is the second inherited the acting bug. And when he switched his name to Ben, he fixed the Cobra R to a B. Yeah, Loretta didn't know the whole time she couldn't stand her actual biological son. That would be tragic. So yeah,
It would be.
he missed
I'd
this.
kinda
I
be
was so
sad by that.
preoccupied.
I
Yeah, I
know.
would be really sad by that. I didn't realize I was so preoccupied with the fact that the bus ticket had my birthday on it that I did not I totally missed the year being 76. And we all saw Ben's birth year being 73. And if he is Dickie's younger brother, that doesn't make any sense. So Loretta, why you lying? Or
Why you
is
always lie?
why you gotta be a liar? So why is she lying though? But I don't think that, I think that the show is pretty much telling us at this point, Loretta is to be believed. She is not nefarious. I'm taking that as canon at this point because I can tell, I know this show well enough to know that they're done with Loretta's mystery storyline. We got the Loretta reveal. That's over. So yeah, what do you guys think about this Ben? The Richard II posters are all over the theater and we were trying to figure out why, and I was trying to draw all my Shakespeare connections, but then I said last episode maybe it's just there to be like Richard 2, Dickie 2. There are 2 Dickies.
I could see it.
I think that it's going to be more along the lines
have happened.
Yeah.
I think that poster is face value and it's not meant to, because like we were saying, Richard II is a deep cut Shakespeare. You got to really know your Shakespeare to know that reference of the storyline of the play. So I think it's more of just the face value of the poster.
And if we're going with stereotypical older brother, younger brother behavior, I could make a case for both of them displaying older brother versus younger brother. So it's not like it would be completely off base to me, especially seeing, this other side of Ben. It's not outrageous, and Paul Rudd just ages really well. So
you guys,
hard to.
So Jeremy Shamus, who plays Dickie, is actually a year younger than Paul Rudd.
Oh my God. That's
I was
crazy.
shocked because I was like, wait, but Paul Rudd seems so much younger than him. I'm like, is that just Paul Rudd? And then I looked up their birthdays and I'm like, okay, so it's feasible. that Dickie could in fact be the younger brother.
Actually,
because I think they're only a few years apart.
Interesting.
When Mabel said, I think it was Mabel who said, like, we know that you wrote Cobra, and I think Dickie's reaction was kind of
Weird.
And then I don't know. I'm like that. We've already had a story that had that whole secret identity and the switching of identity to kind of just pull that over us with Poppy. Is that too close to this?
I know.
Where, like, and I'm wondering,
that's what I think. That's what I think is going to be the cliff. That's what I think is going to be the cliff reveal. Is that remember when we all thought, oh, it's Cinda Canning, she's the killer, and then it's like, no, the person who's always looked over at her
like
side,
in the background.
That's going to be the Cliff. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Cliff that did the poisoning, or Cliff that was behind the cookie, whatever theater poisoning. But they only put together the 30 minutes before the first death. They did not bother to reenact what happened to Ben after he left the fucking party, which is what we all want to know.
Maybe they'll do that next
maybe
episode.
That'll be
next episode.
Which is I do think Mabel's phone recording will 100% come in.
100%
brought back.
I've watched that scene ad nauseum. It's every single episode I go back, and if I watch nothing else again, I watch that party scene again just to see what can I glean, what new information can come to light. You get nothing. It's just like, how many more times can I watch it and have nothing is what is it showing us? But Mabel records him making that speech for a reason. I really wanted to take time on this first piece of feedback because is this another tattoo switchy thing? Because I'm thinking that was a production error. I'm thinking ain't no twin. Ben's not a twin.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So that this birth year thing, is that another production error? Like
sometimes writers are bad at math. Like
yeah. And it's only, you guys, this is a clue only from the ending credits. That could be something that was slapped together by like an assistant or something. Not,
props just put together a bus ticket. I don't know.
The ending credits for this past episode was Ben's quilt.
And
Ben's face quilts, yes.
And MASH. I love MASH. I'm sorry. If we had time, let's play MASH.
I think that absolutely we need to play MASH as a Patreon exclusive episode for sure. But if you want to look at Mabel's MASH, I took a screenshot of it. This is Mabel's MASH.
Tallahassee.
How did they do it? Okay.
Tallahassee is so weird. I know.
So she lives in a mansion with 2 kids. Her husband is Josh Hartnett. She
Chris Klein,
a Honda Odyssey. Oh my God,
Nelly,
Justin Timberlake, and Nelly. Oh, that's fantastic.
Chris Klein was only in American Pie, right?
He was in a couple other.
I just think of like, do you believe in magic?
Things. Oh yeah, that moment gets stuck in my head quite frequently. L.A., Tallahassee, Moscow. Well, she's living in New York City, so she got that and a mansion.
A Honda Odyssey.
That apartment she lived in.
Scooter was an option.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
with her 2 kids.
So good. Yeah, we need to play MASH for Patreon. We're doing it. Okay, so that's we just have a lot to think about as far as these age. If Dickie's the younger brother, if Dickie's the older brother, why is her bus ticket different year? I just don't know.
And is she assuming? I guess she did assume that the son she gave up for adoption was Dickie because he was portrayed in the media as Ben's older brother.
Yeah, right.
That's the only reason she got there.
Yeah, I just want to keep track of the evidence that makes sense as to why they would switch identities, because that's the thing I can't figure out. Why would you switch identities with your brother?
Maybe when he got fired when he was 8 years old, they realized that maybe the other one was a better actor.
Oh, and that would make sense too if he had a different name when he was a kid. But
why would their parents let them?
Well, also, where are their parents? Like, we don't know what happened to the dad, and mom is obviously not there.
We know mom was around for.
Yeah, she left a card in Ben's dressing room.
Okay, but she hasn't been is she alive? Is she still in their lives?
Yeah, I mean, she left a card in Ben's dressing room. It said mom on the card, so
Yeah.
But she feels like she's a pivotal character.
Ben's mom, Ben
Mhm.
and Dickie's mom.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
shaped the relationship. Like she's the one who put Dickie in that position. I mean, that's not a,
True.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
and
like
there's no father in that photo at the end
Right.
credits when we see that
Mm-mm.
photo of young Dickie and Ben. Yeah.
right.
Hmm. Get your
Well,
magnifying glass out.
well.
Mm.
Keep it in the back of your brain because I think things will pop into our heads that might make sense. Okay, let's move on to our next
Mhm.
piece of FeedCRACK.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank
That
you
was
so much,
awesome.
Eric.
Next is it Cheria Cole 7114 says, hi Jade, hi Erica. I'm sad because I've been on the Dickie murder train since day one, but I did call that Loretta was his mother and would take the fall for him. Now
on
I'm
you.
lost. I love it. I was so excited when we were right about that.
And we were right. Yeah.
Now I'm lost and don't know who the murderer is. Cliff got a phone call from KT. Tobert was MIA. Was he dodging the police? Was it Donna protecting Cliff? Did Donna poison Ben? Oh, good.
Well, they would have us
came up in
believe,
this
wouldn't they?
episode.
Mhm.
She said, I don't know. P.S. Love your parents' wall, Jade.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you,
wonderful.
You were right on. I mean, the episode would have us believe that Donna poisoned Ben, but we're just not sure.
Still on my wine glass. I didn't even notice that.
You look like you're doing that one science guy. That meme.
The aliens guy?
That's the aliens guy.
Aliens. It's the most logical explanation. I don't know, man. That guy kind of had a point sometimes. Anyway.
Okay, so we've just made the executive decision because we have so many comments on our last video that we're reading from here. We're going to be more selective and not read every single one because we just want to read the ones that more pertain to the mystery at hand now. Because so many of these comments, now that we've seen episode 9, the same stuff is not on the table anymore. So if we don't read your comment, doesn't mean we don't love you. Because
We do love you.
We still love you.
We love you. We appreciate
it. Just means that now we don't get screeners anymore. So when we read comments, we're in real time with everybody else. So we don't want to read a comment that is no longer valid, no longer pertains to the episode. So, okay. So the next one we're going to read is from Bevinanita.
Bevinanti?
There we are. She says, or they say, early on, Oliver calls Death Rattle an old chestnut. So clearly no one wrote the show. And it's not a loose end. It's supposed to be something that everybody is already familiar with, like the mousetrap or an inspector calls. I think
I remember that. I remember
no
that.
one in the show.
Right.
Yes. And
okay.
Because I've been saying so much, when are we going to know who wrote the play? That's got to be significant. The fact that this has no writer. It's like, is it Shakespeare level? Like, is it in the public domain? And there was another comment that we'll get to where they say it was mentioned in an article. We'll get to it. So the next one is from JT.
Okay, so thank you,
There are
JT.
multiple.
Yeah.
Hey, JT. JT's got great comments.
JT's great. Thank you, JT279. So JT writes, I posted this comment on your Sits Pro Part 1 YouTube channel yesterday, but I thought I would repost it again here. Thank you. In this episode, when Loretta was reading the newspaper about Ben being Broadway bound, there is some background information in that article about Death Rattle. Apparently, it previously ran on Broadway in the 70s, but only for 17 days. So it's definitely not written by Cliff, but could be written by Donna or maybe her parents. As for Dickie saying, I couldn't take it anymore, I think it was in reference to him quitting his job as Ben's manager, and also likely the cause of the fight with Ben. You are absolutely correct. Dickie feels guilty because that allowed the killer to push Ben, which might not have happened if he stayed with him. In the bathroom scene, Donna can be heard throwing up, and when she was speaking with Loretta, she appeared to adjust her wig. There have been comments online speculating that Donna may be suffering from terminal cancer, and I think they might be right. And that would explain why she was desperate to help Cliff establish himself as a successful producer as she is running out of time.
Nailed it, JT. Nailed it again.
Yeah.
I like it.
So I did not see this, that it had been on the play had been on Broadway in the 70s. Thank you so much for doing our reading. When we watch the screeners, you can't see close up in the articles. You can't see fine print. So there's no way I could have seen that. And I was like, oh, well, there goes my whole My whole rant, my whole theory.
You know, JT added more, so I would like to read it because it's.
Oh, go ahead.
JT did their homework. So I have a possible
Always.
explanation for what seems to be a discrepancy in the end credits bus ticket date. So this is what we've been talking about. Firstly, we know that Ben was born in 1973, according to the date on his picture at the funeral home, making him 50. And Dickie is a few years older, making his birth year 1972 or earlier. If the date of 8 March 1976 is JT from Europe on the bus ticket, clue is intentional and correct, not a production or prop error, then there is only one logical explanation. There are two sets of Glenroy parents who couldn't conceive. Ooh, and the Glenroy couple Loretta gave her child to in 1976 are not the same Glenroy parents of Ben and Dickie. Loretta has been tracking the wrong person all these years, thinking Dickie was her child. Yes, I know it sounds preposterous, but this is simply to the premise of the Comedy of Errors, a play about the two sets of twins and mistaken identities, whose poster is hanging in Oliver's apartment. Also, the YouTube channel Jade was thinking of was Screen Favorites.
Yes.
He posted great review theory videos too. Wow.
I know, nailed it, JT.
Lots
yet
of
again.
food for thought.
I was when they brought up the Comedy of Errors play about the two sets of twins. I'm like, you're so right. So that's why I'm thinking, I can't ignore this 1976 date being so off.
Yeah.
God, I feel so bad for Loretta. It's like, I can't. They make me think about these characters so much.
No matter what, it's kind of horrible.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you,
Yep.
JT.
Yeah, JT, that's awesome. Awesome. Love this. Love this sleuthing going on. Oh, we have the best listeners.
I think our next one should be Miss Mermaid Tales.
Nailed it. Yes.
She says, Miss Mermaid Tales says, we have not considered Saz. She is now dating the murderer who tried to kill Charles. She needs to be on the murder board. I had considered that Jan might be trying to kill again from prison, and her ally would be Saz. This could possibly lead to Joy getting murdered next. That's interesting.
I've heard the Saz theory, and I liked it.
Yeah.
Ooh, more mistaken identity.
That's true.
Yep.
Ooh. That'd be rough.
Love it. Love
I
it.
I don't think it's Saz, but I just love this. I love the thought. It's excellent.
Can I just read something really quick? Dougford 2266 said Erica didn't properly invite Gideon to the show this week. Oh man. Maybe that's why Kara was not feeling good. Oh,
I know.
God.
There are bugs.
Oh no.
Just for people who are watching us on YouTube and you see me randomly swatting, I'm not crazy. There are just tiny little gnats flying around.
She lives in Texas. She's not crazy. She's just from Texas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Driving me nuts. So that's why I just slap myself on the forehead. Just so we're clear.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Glad we cleared that up. So Dougford also says the 6 degrees from a mediocre college poster is 6 raised arms with their fists clutching a diploma. I thought it was hammers because again, we see, I was watching the screeners and they're very blurry. Like they really are not good quality. Yeah. So yes, I saw that this week because we got so many more good shots of this 6 degrees from a mediocre college poster. Don't know what this signifies, but the first thing I think of when I see 6 degrees on a theater poster is 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
The play. So I talked all about that last week. Still nowhere closer to that making sense though from this one, from this episode, So another one we have from JT. I was looking at the letter Loretta received from her child's adoptive parents, Michael and Eloise Glenroy, and their letter mentions Richard and that he's doing well. But the big clue is the postmark year on the envelope. It is kind of small and blurry, but I think it says 1979, which would corroborate the bus ticket date of 1976 as the year Loretta gave up her child. This would mean neither Dickie nor Ben is Loretta's child. So now we know that, okay, so if we're to assume that this is accurate, that she took the bus in 76 and then they wrote to Loretta, we had another baby in 79, 3 years would have to be between these two brothers. It just doesn't make sense. There's no two ways around it. I just
yeah.
Ugh. Continuity.
All right, so Abby Branch writes, I'm fully aboard the not trusting Taubert train. I suspect that one of the couple things are happening with him. There's a possibility that he was hired by Cinda Canning to get in with Mabel, although I don't know how that would really help Cinda at the end of the day. He could have something to do with Ben's poisoning to make his own documentary more interesting, but that seems the least likely for Tobbert, who seems more a passive viewer than an active participant in someone's death. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, the whole baby elephant story seems way too poignant to ignore. The most likely angle with Tobbert is that he watched someone argue with Ben, leading to Ben getting pushed or accidentally falling down the elevator shaft. In this circumstance, I imagine Tobbert had the means and opportunity to prevent Ben's death and did nothing to stop it, so that the story surrounding it is more interesting for him to exploit. No matter how it shakes out, there is something shifty with Mr. Toblerone.
Mr. Toblerone.
I feel that 100%.
Took the words out of our
Yeah.
mouths. Indeed.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all think that you are absolutely right. I mean, it would be very convenient for Ben's poisoning to be documented because he would be the only one to benefit from that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he does say he is, I guess, honest with Mabel in that moment when he's like, I have really unique access to this story if I can get
That's
a
true.
little closer to it, But if he's the murderer, would he be that honest?
Yeah.
Probably not. So I just really don't think it's him. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he was an active participant.
No.
And I don't know.
I think it would make some beautiful writing, and it would certainly be in line with these writers if that baby elephant story were just kind of to mirror
Like a parallel,
Yes.
his relationship to Ben. I think that that's what it is. I truly do. Just from day one. I know that, Erica, I know you've been on the Tobbert train, but I also think that you've been on the Tobbert train of like, Tobbert is just, he's guilty because he didn't
do anything.
Step in. Yeah.
I don't,
not necessarily.
I just
he's
didn't.
the murderer.
I don't trust him. Like I never could trust him. I felt like, no, he's up to no good. But I couldn't. Yeah, we'll see.
Yes,
we shall see.
Well, those comments were so good when I was reading through them on YouTube. I was just, my mind was like blown up because y'all really bring it. Please keep going. Please keep going.
Love it.
You're watching this video right now.
Wait.
I was gonna say
theories.
If you want to lock in your theory and you want to leave a comment saying, I think it's this person, I'm not changing my mind, do that. And then we will definitely shout you out and be like, hey, congratulations. You were right. Name, insert name here. So if you want that moment to happen for you, all you got to do is comment on our YouTube video. This is my answer.
We could blow out a dip candle for him.
Yeah, we'll have a dip candles for everybody.
Oh, man. There's no sugar in that. We could totally do that.
Yes. So, okay, we also got some Instagram FeedCRACK, excuse me. The first one's from Savannah Yawn. I know it's a long shot that anyone will ever see this, but I love y'all's podcast. I listen to it every week. Oh, thank you. And I've been following along since the original Maisel podcast. Oh,
yay!
My goodness.
Oh,
Yay.
gee, yes.
One of us.
Yes. I've been rewatching this current season of OMITB looking for clues that I've missed. I know there's a theory that Tobbert is working with/for Cinda Canning. Well, today I noticed on the episode White Room, Cinda's microphone is labeled with the brand Rode in all caps with a line through the O. In the episode Cobra, we get a glimpse of the control board that Tobbert is using when he, Mabel, and Theo sit down to record, and it's the same brand Rode. You are
interesting.
Right.
Savannah.
This may be a giant coincidence. Yes.
Ooh,
it could be a props thing, but it could also be very meaningful.
Oh, I would love it.
I have something else. Hold on. This may be a giant coincidence, and I may be reading too much into it, but that's what this podcast is all about. You know the name of the game, Savannah. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's all about reading too much into it. On a side note, I believe that Donna's lipstick from the Sits Probe episode will be significant somehow. And when she was putting on lipstick in the bathroom. And out of curiosity, does anyone else find it alarming that Mabel found rat poison and Jerry killed and cooked a rat in one of the others?
Yes. That's funny.
Jerry Blau is
he'd have to eat a lot of rats for that to be a problem, but still not great, not appetizing.
Okay. But back to this Rode microphone thing. Yes, because there is a comment that Tobbert makes when he says Cinda Canning's not the only one with expensive recording equipment. You know how overconfident murderers like on Columbo, they give themselves away because they just can't help it. They're just so damn proud of the job they've done. I mean, it's like a thing with murderers. They're
it's like a James Bond super villain. They're like, this is how I did it.
Like,
I've been waiting for you. It took you too long.
It's like
now I need to talk about how brilliant I am.
So that could be the moment for Tobbert.
Yeah. I like it.
I hated it when you guys first brought it up, or Tara, you first brought it up that Cinda Canning could be in on, like, she could be the big bad. But now, especially since this whole Moriarty thing, like, who's the Moriarty? I'm like, I think I could totally see Cinda Canning being that.
If it's just a part of it, then that's, that's interesting. That's good. I could go with that.
If she gets a big white Persian cat, I would be happy.
Just like stroking it. Oh my God.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
I like it. Next on Instagram was Olivia K. Grant. She said, I think this is definitely Dickie and he's off the hook. I was so positive that it was Donna for most of the season, but now I'm not so sure. It just feels too early of a reveal for it to be her. Yep,
it is.
Exactly. It is. Said, or only her. My money is on Cliff or Tobert, mostly because I'm going to be surprised if they do another woman as
I was going to say that too.
Yep.
Olivia, you are on the wavelength, babe. You get it.
I love it. She sounds like us. But Meryl is such a good actress, and I sense that she was a little suspicious in the courtroom. It is weird that she was like, I'm too far in. It's like, bitch, you haven't even been arraigned yet. Like, you're not too far in. Anyway.
I know. I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? Unless she is actually too far in and is involved. But yeah. Olivia goes on to say, I have watched all the episodes like 4 times, and I just get more and more confused with all the little clues in the episodes. Did you notice they mentioned red herring? That was confusing too.
Yes, they fucking did.
I
That's because
appreciated it.
Donna is red herring.
They were being cheeky with us.
Cheeky. Nailed it, Olivia. Nailed it.
Yep. All right, so we're going to our Facebook comments, and this is from Elizabeth Ann. I'm not convinced it's Donna. Obviously, episode 9 forced us to look closely at her, which is exactly why I can't go all in on her. So she agrees with Mark Pacheco regarding
Mark.
Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Thank you.
Pacheco. Yes. Shout out to Mark, by the way. Mark is one of our loyal Facebook followers, and Mark is always ready to be there to like everything we post. And Mark, we adore you, babe.
We love Mark.
My eyes are starting to cross. I wear glasses, so I apologize. So Mark, she agrees with Mark.
Are you Howard? Maxine. Are you Howard this time instead of Charles?
Oh my God, I would be happy to be Howard because Howard is faithful and he loves cats.
Precious.
He is indeed.
Oh my God, actually, I feel that. Erica, you may be more like Howard than Charles. You're a good mishmash of both.
Yeah, you're the best parts of both.
Yeah, you are. You can be our
Howard. I'm Howard.
Howard
or Harles. I like Howard better.
Yeah, Howard sounds.
Howard for sure.
Oh my goodness.
I love
all right.
it.
So
I love these realizations.
All right, Elizabeth, yeah, back to you. So I agree with Mark Pacheco regarding magazine, but this show I can't even talk anymore. But the show takes weird turns every week, so who knows? Also, I'm not sure our sweet, lovable Loretta is all that sweet and lovable.
Ooh,
it's
hot
possible
takes.
She harbors some resentment of Ben. Going into the finale, I am still questioning everything I've questioned all season. Yes, me too. 2C can't get here fast enough. I agree. Yeah, they love to make us feel like shit. When did I make a wrong turn?
When did I make a wrong? I know. How did we get here?
You're like, woo-hoo-hoo.
That comment, Elizabeth's comment about Loretta not being, all that sweet and lovable. The scene where she is sitting there with Dickie and talking to him about Ben, and it's like, did you make that, pros and cons list yet? Like, that really helps me. It just felt more manipulative than, out of concern.
Interesting.
And like she was driving a wedge between them. Like, Ben is spot on about that. And when Ben, calls her a snake at the after party, I can see that 100% being what he was referring to. Because it is sneaky. It's manipulative. She's not outright saying, like, Ben is horrible. Like, you need to stop talking to him now. Like, she's not giving ultimatums or directions or anything like that, but
she's helping him make those decisions.
Yes, which is kind of
manipulative. Erica, what
you remember in the first episode the earring?
Yeah.
Her loose earring.
She's like, check and see.
That
she got dressed in a hurry.
Yeah, I don't think that's because of their altercation at the fight blocking part, because that was way before they were ready for
showtime.
So I feel like that's going to come into play, and we've seen her angry, very aggressive side. And I agree with that little section of the court. Like, she just seems very demure and kind of like, she might be our double bluff. We might have many double bluffs.
Well, that's what I've been saying since day one. I'm like, I really want Loretta to be the double bluff. Like, I want to cross her off the list, and then at the last minute, nefarious Loretta.
I would not be surprised at all if she was the one who shoved Ben.
She could do it
down the elevator shaft.
She could take care of some business.
She could have a limp.
He attacked her. I forgot about that.
But limp. Like, she just and how she talked about getting dressed quickly. I was like, that was just, all of that was weird.
I love that you just brought that up again, Erica. You're so nailing it, because that is something that is in the Nancy Drew clue book, which is very full at this point. So,
and it hasn't come back.
It hasn't come back. I keep overlooking that one.
Do you think, and I'm also thinking about, like, you brought this up when Kimber was like kind of like from him. Do you think because Loretta is very manipulative? Possibly. Let me take this back.
I think she is.
Kara, you got into my head. I think she's too. Do you think
that's not always a terrible thing?
No, but do you think just because of the way we saw her with Dickie, from Dickie's perspective, like, maybe that's why? You remember when Kimber like flinched when he was near her? Like, maybe we'll see like a flashback, like, oh, Loretta was planting things all along, and that's why things were happening the way they were. We'll see.
Talking shit.
I like this. I like this. All right, look, I love evil Meryl. I love it, but I also
not enough evil Meryl. Not enough. In the world.
I take it all, every single one.
I want it all.
It would be great.
I need Meryl to be. Please have an evil. Can she evil laugh? Can that happen?
Oh,
do I dare put it on the wish list?
That'd be fun. Put it out into the universe.
Oh, creators of a show that has totally already been taped and edited and is completely
It will be on in a week.
Could you please make Meryl Streep evil laugh? Thank you. Love, Jade. Dear Santa.
What a laugh track. I'm sure there's multiple sources out there. Yeah. Love all those thoughts you just brought out for me, Elizabeth Ann. That was amazing.
That brought Erica to life.
She woke me up. Woo! She was my Gatorade. I'm so tired.
I would always go to like, she's my crack, or she, and you're like, no, Gatorade.
She is my
when Erica really needs to get going.
Yeah.
She pops a Gatorade.
She's my Ovaltine.
More Ovaltine, please. Fuck.
I feel like Howard is totally an Ovaltine drinker. So is Charles. So that makes that tracks.
I am such a dork. And I'm a dork like Howard. I'll take it.
I love it.
Aren't we all?
Oh my God. But I will do this part. Like Charles. I would totally do that.
Tondu. Oh, Irene.
Lordy.
Oh,
I need a cat. I need a cat named Irene.
Oh my God.
And whenever I call the cat, I will Tondu my point my toe.
Yeah, come on, Irene.
Come on, Irene.
A little punny.
Oh, Irene. All right, let's continue. We have emails.
Yes. Your turn.
Yes. Mostly these are about episode 8. Most of these emails were written before episode 9 dropped, but we shall read them anyway because they are amazing. Terry Russo. Terry, what up, Terry? Last time was Terry's first time ever commenting on a podcast, and this will make number 2. I'm hoping to see more numbers, hoping to see these numbers increase. Yes. Terry, keep commenting. We love it. She says, I still think you gals are great. Oh, thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
I think Donna kind of confessed to Loretta in the bathroom. I was wrong about them sharing any past. No Aunt Loretta cards from Cliff, no relation at all. Donna does not know Loretta is Dickie's mom. No one does. But she generally assumes Loretta understands being a mom. She makes this comment about how we will do anything for our children and how she would protect her son Cliff. So it seems Donna definitely did something. Yes, it does. Maybe Donna was faxing and shredding to protect the show from going under. She could have seen the rat poison and made an impulsive decision. Well, you're on to it. Look at you go, Terry.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did. I do believe Howard will put together the shredder fax pieces, and he did. He lost his sight, but he did. Do not believe Howard would hurt a fly. No, neither he nor Erica would hurt any flies.
No.
Ever. With the rat poison so accessible, almost anyone could have used it. I want it to be Donna trying to take out the weak lead, Ben grabbing for the or Ben grabbing for the headlines. I want it to be Donna trying to take out the weak lead, like kill Ben, yes, or Ben grabbing for the headlines.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what this means.
Or maybe she's going back to that thought where it was staged and he was just
Like-
trying to get headlines.
Yeah, like did Ben do this to himself because he was all stressed
Oh,
out and
right.
anxious
Ben could
about
have been-
opening night, and he was just like, "Oh,
Fuck
this
it."
will get us more attention." Like,
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay. What I was saying a couple of episodes ago, like it looks like a staged death.
Mhm.
It looks fake.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on, Terry. We got you. We got there.
That'd be
Together we
interesting.
can.
Mhm.
I still think Taubert is involved in Ben's elevator shaft pushing. All right. At the very least, he filmed it. But I think Taubert was recording Dickie and Ben arguing. When Ben went too far, Taubert broke them up and maybe shoved Ben. Like, yes, accidentally.
Hmm.
Yes, I get you.
yeah.
Dickie may feel bad, but he didn't do it. Taubert has known the whole time, and his GoPro will have all that footage and the big reveal. My plan is just to enjoy the rest of season 3 and your show. Murder gals are the greatest. Terry from Texas. Oh, Terry, thank
Yay.
you so much. Yeah, you nailed a
Texas.
lot of it.
Yeah, Terry is on it.
That's
Yes.
fun.
Mhm.
Let's see. Next up is Samantha. She said, "Hello, you marvelous ladies. I have been listening along since the fabulous Tester Roastiel
The
episode.
best episode.
Awesome.
More Maisie.
Yes.
Yay.
Ugh,
This is
of the-
exciting.
that is great. Tester Roastiel, for those of you who don't know, was from the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel in the final season that we covered.
Yes.
Samantha goes on to say, "I am so excited to continue on to Only Murders in the Building. I'm an episode or 2 behind, but every time I listen to your podcast and hear the feedback section, I mentally draft an email to you all and never actually do it. So here it
Right
is.
on.
Yay.
Yay.
I just want to say I love your podcast, your banter and passion and commentary. It's so enjoyable." Oh, thank you.
Oh my God, thank you.
That's sweet. She said, "Your conversation makes me feel included, like we're all just sitting and talking about this wonderful show.
That's it.
I have really enjoyed all the theories, and it makes watching the show even better, thinking about all these ideas of who the killer may be. Nothing new to add right now, but I just wanted to finally share my appreciation to you all for the podcast. Tits up, Samantha."
Oh my God, Samantha.
Yay.
Cheers to
Yes.
you, baby.
Up.
Tits
Tits up.
fucking up. Can I just say, when I read this email, I was so touched because I know that feeling listening to podcasts, and when they get to the feedback,
Yes.
you mentally are writing like a letter in your mind, and it
Mhm.
never gets sent. It never even gets fucking printed down. Your thumbs don't. Just to move your goddamn thumbs
I
to
know.
hit a button. Just to spank that subscribe button. It's a lot of work. I know it is.
Mhm.
I'm a viewer just like y'all. And there are so many amazing podcasts that I do listen to, and I don't leave a comment, leave a review, 5 stars, whatever, for all of them. You can't, So just the fact, Samantha, just the fact that you took the time to write us some lines. Look at these several lines. Like
my
that takes
God.
effort.
We appreciate it.
You gotta care a
I
lot.
love
She
it.
doesn't have anything. She doesn't have anything new to add. She just wanted to say
She just made us happy.
she loves
Aw.
us. Yeah. Just I can't thank you enough. I truly can't. I see you. I appreciate you.
That's
You're
sweet.
fucking awesome, Samantha.
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
Fuckity,
Next.
fuckity, awesome.
Fuckity fuck. I love you. Okay.
And,
Abby Branches.
another fucking awesome listener is Abby Branch.
Yes.
So,
Yay.
He
yes.
is. She says, "Hey everyone, I recently discovered your podcast and now a devoted listener. Oh, yay. I have some fan theories to share before episode 9 comes out. I'm getting more and more confident that Donna is involved with either one or both of Ben's murders. if you count the poisoning technically as murder. Well, you were right. It was apparent to Donna leading up to the opening night that the play was going to be a flop. Right on. Since Cliff is the producer of Death Rattle, his fledgling career was about to be destroyed before it could really begin. Donna has seen other people's reputations take major hits in that very theater, like Oliver with Splash. Oh, you're so right.
Yeah.
And oh my God, and it's her. She's the one that says, in that same theater as your dear Splash. It's too coincidental, or so she says something like that. Yeah. I just love doing Donna's voice. Can I read this in Donna's voice?
Please read it in Donna's voice.
All right, I shall. It was apparent to Donna leading up to opening night that the play was going to be a flop, and since Cliff is the producer of Death Rattle, his fledgling career was going to be destroyed before it could even really begin. Donna has seen other people's reputations take major hits in that very theater, like Oliver with Splash, and she would do anything to keep that from happening to her son. She practically says as much to Loretta in the bathroom in episode 8, saying that mothers such as herself would do anything to protect their children. I don't think Donna seems like a natural killer. She was maybe driven to poisoning Ben out of pure desperation. It's very true. I think that it is part of why she's throwing up or gagging in the bathroom stall. I could see her feeling guilty over what she did, and her anxiety is through the roof now that Maxine is now at the SITS probe as well. The critic could potentially undo everything that Donna had killed for. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, I love this. Donna, thanks for making an appearance, babe. Any excuse to be
any
ahead.
excuse.
I'm such a fucking pig. All right. Well, there's been a lot of talk about the schmackeries being poisoned and the cookies being what Ben is yelling at in Tobbert's video. I have an idea of why Ben was especially driven to eat the poisoned cookies opening night. Ooh, okay. Edge of my seat. Way back in episode 1, the only thing he could eat on the Cobro diet
He revealed he blamed KT.
Oh, I skipped that whole sentence. Jesus.
Bring Donna back. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe I should. All right. I have an idea of why Ben was especially driven to eat the poison cookies on opening night. Way back in episode 1, Ben revealed he blamed KT for stealing his mangoes, and that they were practically the only thing he could eat on the Cobro diet. If his mangoes were stolen, Ben probably didn't have any other options laying around and was especially susceptible to eating the schmackeries, which were already a weakness for him. Stealing the mangoes, practically Ben's only food at hand, ensured that he would eat the cookies before the play started that night. I'm guessing that Donna entered Ben's dressing room, poisoned the cookies, and stole the mangoes. I also have thoughts on what was being shredded the night KT's office was locked. Since the partially taped page that Howard held up at opening night's date on it, I wonder if it was an early copy of Maxine's scathing review of Death Rattle. Perhaps Donna found it and shredded it in anger. I'm not too confident on that, but it's all I have for now. Keep it up, guys, and I look forward to hearing your take on episode 9. Abby Branch from Denver, Colorado. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have ever let Donna go. I don't know what I was thinking.
Ooh, Abby was on it.
Abby.
Ooh.
Abby, you might win the podcast. Does Abby win the podcast? I think she might.
Possibly. Just something. It was the one thing that I wanted to talk about. It was about how Donna was throwing up because of like anxiety and nervousness. I thought that was an interesting thought.
Yeah. Well, that's what she says essentially, like opening night, like, but if it was for guilt and I don't know.
I don't see her as that type.
That's the thing.
But it was an interesting like way of looking at it as a person. Another guilt-ridden person.
You nailed it though, Erica. You just said another way of looking at this. I just had a major thought in my brain that throwing up and adjusting a wig, it's too easy. She doesn't have cancer. She doesn't. It's a red herring. I was just thinking, look at it from another angle. Donna is the red herring, right? This episode would certainly show us that she is the red herring. She's even wearing red. So yeah, she doesn't have cancer. That's not what it is. That is.
I hope she doesn't. I think it's so dark.
No, it's not at all. I think it is exactly what you're saying is that she might have known Cliff did something that he shouldn't have
Mm.
done. And then that would be her being the mother elephant and saving her child, you know? And that's why she maybe was throwing up, because she knows Cliff did something.
Yeah.
Also, it could be something that was captured on film. Maybe Taubert has that on film, and she paid Taubert off to cover up what Cliff did, whatever this thing is that Cliff did that could be on film. Or she could be the person who took some footage that Taubert was looking for in Ben's apartment when he found the footage of Ben talking to the cookies. He could have been looking for something else, like the evidence that Cliff killed him.
Yeah.
Donna seems like she's hiding something, and now I just think it's not cancer. I don't know. If it is cancer, I actually think it will be lazy writing because it's too obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is it just so obvious to people who obsess about these murder mysteries and stuff? You know what I mean?
When you see a scene with someone in a murder mystery show, and you see a scene with someone throwing up and then adjusting a wig very obviously, you go cancer, right? The first thought.
Yeah. How old is she supposed to be? She's definitely way
like her 60s.
Yeah.
60s or 70s, maybe even like Loretta's age.
Like post-menopausal 100%.
100%. 100%.
Do you think she also could be wearing a wig as a disguise?
So Agatha Christie, Erica, you're nailing it. Okay, so there's a thing in Agatha Christie, right? Anyone out there who reads Agatha Christie? Well, there's so many dogs barking as well, darling. There's a lot going on where you are. So anyone, just let it be. Just let it be. Just let it be.
They're
what it is.
stressing me out.
No,
it's because Daryl's not
out.
It's
a lot.
I know. I didn't even get to see Daryl today. She's been.
I
mean, I fed her. Well, she's asleep now.
Do we need to get Daryl? Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So what you were saying, back to the point. Goddamn. God,
Agatha Christie.
I'm gonna have so much editing to do. Should I edit this shit out or should I leave it in? Are you guys enjoying this? Do you like it? Do you like it, listeners? Do you like it? If you like it, wait, if I leave this in and you're watching it and you like it, just write in the comments, I like it.
If you don't like it,
then I'll go back to editing really hard.
Yeah.
But if
just don't say anything. If you don't like it, just don't say anything. We'll cry.
Yeah, if you don't like it, just shut the fuck up.
We'll cry
Obviously,
like
I didn't.
Charles.
Oh my god. Oh, Charles.
Although I got tears in my eyes right now. I'm totally
Because you're just laughing.
I'm just so tired.
Tired
Back to the fucking
laughter.
point. Erica's
I laugh,
tired.
cry. I laugh, cry. It's all good.
Erica's tired. I'm a little drunk, but Erica made a good fucking point. So the point was Agatha Christie. There's a thing in Agatha Christie. And if you listeners read Agatha Christie and you listen to the companion best Agatha Christie podcast there possibly is ever, All About Agatha, you like All About Agatha, there's this thing that they have on that podcast where whenever Agatha Christie writes a murder mystery that takes place in a theater or there's an actor, they play intruder alert, wow, wow, like a huge, like, you know, soundbite that's like, do not trust this person. There's an actor on the scene. You never trust an actor in Agatha Christie. Ever. Agatha does this all the time. She makes the actor the murderer because they're not telling the truth. They're acting. So when you think that they're being earnest and honest about something and they really gotcha and you know you're hooked into thinking it's not this person, it comes out they were wearing a disguise because they're in the theater and they're acting because they can memorize scripts and like this is nothing that they say is true. So if Donna's
also
wearing
very
a disguise,
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, you bring an actor on and you know not to trust that and don't trust anyone in a costume.
And
So
they are in costumes. They
or
are
in a bow tie.
They're like quite over the top.
Cliff and Donna are the most costumed characters maybe that ever were in any show.
They're
ever.
practically caricatures.
Yes,
like it's
their
just,
voice, like
and
Donna's
they had
voice,
more like mother
Donna's voice,
son kissing,
and then the stress
Cliff
dancing.
is doing backflips.
stress dancing.
Stress dancing. Yeah,
I don't know. I believed that.
And what if they're
wait,
like
you guys,
Morticia? Wait, Boris and Natasha or something like they're like nefarious, like weird, like kind of winter spring relationship. They're not mother son. Who knows?
Yes.
Although we know Donna was involved with something, but like that would be fun. That would be fun.
That would be fun. Oh yeah. I love that when I was about to interrupt Erica, she was feeling feisty enough to
I interrupted you.
You told me to wait. I love that. I love when Erica tells me to wait. Oh, it's hot.
It's when I'm tired.
It never happens. I love it.
Oh, goodness.
Feisty Erica. Feisty, tired Erica.
Feisty, tired Erica. This is as drunk as I get.
I know. I love it. You're
On
drunk
exhaustion. On exhaustion.
yes.
Exhaustion and fun.
Okay. We're almost done. We're on the home stretching. You can do it, Erica.
Stretch.
All right.
Stretch.
We have a couple of amazing voice messages. The first one is from our listener named Dane. Hi, Jade, Kara, and Erica. Hi, Dane. I'm so happy I found your Only Murders in the Building podcast, especially your theories and feedback episodes. Yay! Here's my theory after watching episode 9. Looking forward to your reactions to episodes 9 and 10. Yay! One moment. Before I play this, do you guys mind if I pee? Really quick.
No,
really quick.
you're not allowed.
Run.
Yes, I know.
There's so many fucking bugs. I don't understand what's happening.
Oh my God, Carrot. Please invite Gideon. That might be it.
Into
Invoke
my
Gideon.
house.
Yes. Bring
What
him
am I
in.
supposed to do?
I
Hey,
forget.
Gideon, come take part in our podcast.
I forget how to invoke him.
Right? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to involve him. Gideon, we
Yes,
need you.
Gideon, we need you. Please. We're sorry we forgot to invite you.
Because really, though, I don't know if it's because, like, I have perfume on and maybe they're
That is
circling around me.
disgusting.
I hate it.
I don't know which one. They said, yes, that's the reason they're hovering you.
What you need to do. I was in the bathroom. I had a lot of pee. I was in the bathroom and I was like, what you need to do to summon Gideon is you need to undo. Irene. Whoever thought a poor chimney sweep like me would be in love with a girl like you or something, whatever he says. And then
I love it.
3 sweeps to the north, 3 sweeps to the south. That's what you have to do.
The ritual broom.
You're
Oh
clear.
Oh,
That's how
God.
you
Love
summon Gideon.
Hmm.
I have no idea what that comment meant, by the way, Erica, when it said, Erica,
Oh.
you didn't summon Gideon. And you were like,
yeah.
was that my responsibility? I didn't mention it at the time when you read that comment from YouTube, but I was like,
I thought it
what
was
does
so
this
funny.
mean?
Maybe
so
there was a
hilarious.
comment about
Fucking love
something
it.
like malfunctioning or going wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And that's
maybe-
And
why
they're
they...
like, and they're
No,
like, Erica, hello, you didn't summon Gideon, dumbass.
Duh. No, I
Amateurs.
appreciate it. I appreciate the reminder.
Amateurs. Yeah, of course you do, Erica.
Because
I
let's
told her,
go.
you know what my response? I love that, Erica.
Well, you
I
gotta
love
play
that. Yes, champ. Yes.
Danes
Yes, let's go.
first.
I told
Yes,
her, I just
whale.
said,
That, I'm sorry, that's a Taylor Swift quote that I don't want anybody to hear yes whale and think that I'm being a dick. It's a Taylor Swift quote that I quote all the time.
yes, whale.
She sees a whale and she's like on a boat and there's a video that she posted a long time ago and she just goes, yes, whale.
Whale! Whale! Look at it! Yes, whale!
Do you think
go,
that's
whale.
why? Do you think that's why Mabel wanted the whale book, the Hardy Boys book? Because
She and
Selena,
T.Swift
they're
are besties.
100 besties.
And I
Yes.
love it.
I love it too. I love their bestie relationship. It's so
That's so
us.
cute.
So
Yeah.
positive. They're
So
just
positive. I
supportive
know.
of each other.
I know. I love it. All right. This voice message is from Dane. All right. Here we go.
Yes, Dane.
Fucking love it. All right, here we go.
Hi Jade, Karen, Erica. My
Hi.
name is Dane, and I'd like to share a theory after watching episode 9.
Go for it.
So, in the interview footage, there's a poster in the back for the Crass Menage a Trois,
Nailed it.
which might be a play on the Glass Menagerie, which is about a mother, her
I like that
son,
too.
and her daughter.
Yes.
So I think Katie is actually Donna's daughter and Cliff's sister, and that she was inside the office with
Whoa.
Donna while Donna was in distress. And so to comfort her mother, Katie was actually the one who shredded the negative review and put the rat poison on the cookie to save their family's play. Katie also got a hanky, but I don't recall her giving it to Charles, so it might be the one Ben was holding when she pushed him down the elevator shaft. Also, Cliff, knowing what Katie did, might have bought back the hanky from Uma at the Cobra auction to hide the evidence, because he has money to burn after all. And he was in the building because they were doing additions at Oliver's apartment the same time as the auction. Also, Katie being Donna's secret daughter,
Yeah, more
secret
about
quote
that.
unquote, would also further strengthen the parallelism between Donna and Loretta. So there is this theory that the young girl and the young woman in the flashback in episode 1 might be both Loretta and Donna. And so perhaps Donna having Katie was unplanned and derailed her dreams to become an actress, as is what happened with Loretta when she got pregnant with Dickie. That's my theory. I can't wait to watch what happens and to find out who the killer is or the killers are. But I'm also kind of sad that the season will be over soon. But I very much look forward to your reactions to the final episode. Thanks and bye.
Oh my goodness, thank
That was
you,
great, Dane.
That
I
was
love that.
so great. What do y'all think?
I have not. That would have never entered
Never.
my brain. I like
Gob
it
smacked.
though.
Truly,
I do, 'cause,
my gob is smacked.
like, I'm a sucker for that kind of parallelism.
Of course, you were the one. You were the one to point it out.
Yeah, like, so that would be kind of great. My only, I would wonder why it was being kept a secret, unless it's the exact same scenario wherein, I don't, like, Donna originally gave her up for adoption. Like, I just don't see why they'd be keeping that from anybody else. You know what I mean?
Well, what you were saying about closed adoptions, though, maybe you have to. Maybe you don't
But that's the
have-
thing. But she mentioned Cliff, like she was trying to save her family's play. So how did she know that Donna was her mom
Oh,
and
yeah,
Cliff
yeah.
was
Right.
related? Because
Right.
closed adoptions are closed
Right, for
all the way
everybody.
around. I do like that though. Like,
I
that's
really
so
do, too.
creative.
Wait, there was something else she said in there. Yeah, how she brings up that the glass menagerie is the reference that it's drawing from, which, yes, it's the Tennessee Williams play about a daughter who is crippled and a son who they all kind of hate each other, but who really kind of hates his mother. That does kind of, yeah, it is a little reminiscent of Donna and Cliff, like a little smothery, motherly love. This does actually make me really, really think of
An
Donna quite a bit.
Intense play.
Very intense, yes.
But-
I've played Laura in that show as one of the first big
Wow.
shows that I
But
did. Yes, I
Laura's
got a limp. I got a
fascinating.
limp. What I did. I
Did you
limped
have a
my ass.
glass unicorn?
I did. I had a whole menagerie. It was beautiful. Yep. And so anyway, the point is, the fact that you're bringing up KT, Kara, come back. Kara, didn't you say that you were suspicious of KT? This ties it all home. This brings it
I'm
all home.
still 100% suspicious of KT.
I wasn't really. I was not until you started talking, and now this.
Because she has been referenced and mentioned and seen just enough that I don't think she's super obvious.
You medium suspect her, do you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree.
And the whole,
she also has the power. She's the stage manager. She's
and
the
she
one
has
who knows that
access
theater.
to every freaking room.
She has
She's
history in that theater.
always there. She knows it like the back of her hand.
She could be the cloaked figure.
And the rat poison is in her office. So if it wasn't Donna, like, maybe she was sprinkling it on his fucking mangoes or something. I don't know. Because he suspected her of stealing them. Like, I know I like, it could just be a silly throwaway line, but if you eat too many mangoes,
you do get poisoned. That mango poisoning is a thing. I love it.
But she obviously, like, is a stickler for people being on time. And some stage managers can be a little intense sometimes.
A good stage manager is intense.
Yep. Like, it's necessary.
Rocks that whips it good. Right, Erica?
Oh my God. I could see him driving her absolutely apeshit. And we don't know enough about her for me to completely write her off.
Yeah.
She also might want to be the director, because I always found like the stage manager is like, I respect them with all my heart, but
It can be a stepping stone too.
it
Oh,
is
totally.
right. Like the director is the
Mhm.
one with the who creates it and has the vision, and the stage manager just
Mhm.
takes over while they watch.
Yeah.
So it could also be like when she was directing Howard, the passion was there. It was
Yeah. She came out like she
Oh,
was.
yeah. She
Mhm.
took a knee. She did
Yeah.
that
She took a
director. She
knee.
took a director
She
knee.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that when Howard was like, "Don't forget to direct me," and she's like, "Okay, assume the position," and she like pulls up her pants and kneels down. I'm like,
That's
"Yes,
true. Her vibe is
You
very
know.
different than Howard as like the assistant who just seems like happy to be there.
Yeah, he's just
And
like, he
be
takes
He's
his
just
involved.
job
happy
seriously.
to be there." No, but Howard
Precious.
Howard wants to perform. He has a dance to dance within him.
He seems like a more natural performer than Jonathan does.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, hot takes.
I'm
from
just saying,
Tara.
like,
Mm.
Although I did enjoy Jonathan
Truth.
last week during Creatures of
Oh,
the Night.
yeah.
He opened up a little
that
bit.
was good. Creatures of the
one-
Night is
Oh
fantastic.
God.
Jonathan's face watching Charles nail that patter song. Jonathan was full on like,
Yeah.
Yes.
"Look at him go! I
It was
didn't
like
know
a
he had it
YouTube
in it."
reaction.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. Yeah, that was Jonathan. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Shall we move on to the cream of the crop, the tippity top of my feedback crack pile? I don't know what I'm talking about here. I am unhinged, unwell. I'm high on FeedCRACK because it's that
Mhm.
great this week. Yeah, I'm levitating. Melanie Brown. Melanie is here. Melanie is in the building. Only Melanie is in the building, and Michaels. Let's see what they have to say. Our fourth and fifth co-hosts that we love so very much.
Hi guys, it's Melanie. So
Hi.
I have a very, 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 very crackpot theory today.
I feel like Melanie is on our level right now in that she is also toasty.
Bear with me.
I love it.
It's going to be a little bit, but I don't know.
It's okay, babe. We're here for it.
Michael's here. Say hi.
Hi, Michael.
They were mad that I didn't have you say hi last time.
Yeah,
It's
I was
true.
mad. I was upset. I was upset.
He's going to mostly probably just be laughing at my crackpot theory, but I
Awesome.
have fleshed this out. I know. I think there are 3 killers, or at least or at least 2 women who were involved in the murder. I'm not so sure.
As they show on the Menage a Trois or Glass Menage a Trois poster. 2 women and 1 man.
I don't think.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
of it as at least 2.
Nailed it.
This season has been centered around mothers. Cliff's mother,
stars.
and what is her name? Donna's her name. I should know her because I'm very suspect of her.
Suspect.
But I also have this wild ass theory.
Oh, hit us. Hit me,
And-
baby.
It was only until I saw her in this last episode that it made me think of it. If she wasn't directly involved in any type of murder, that Maxine was in on it with Donna, who was amazing, who is an amazing actress.
Yes.
And
Name of this actress, what's her name? Actor.
Noma Dumezweni.
Noma Dumezweni. I love her so much.
I'm looking.
what?
I'm trying in Cursed Child. I recognize her. She was
Why?
Hermione, and it was such a big deal because she was a Black woman playing Hermione in the original Cursed Child. My mind is blown.
Get out.
That is
I did not know this.
awesome.
That is fucking awesome.
I don't
She
know.
was in what
feel
I've seen
bad.
her in is she was in The Watcher. And I fucking loved her in that.
That's a great
And
show.
It's a great show. And any of y'all watch The Watcher, you know, it's like I'm here for the acting, you know, at all the times. And when she came on screen, every time I felt like I was so relaxed in her presence, and it was the perfect. She was so deceptively brilliant, you know.
Yep.
I just didn't see it coming, and it's because of the acting. It was great. It was great.
Spoiler
I loved
alert.
it.
And
Sorry.
she's Hermione Granger in The Cursed Child, which
Love it.
I cannot get over. Like I knew when we all saw her at first, we were just like, who is she? She looks so familiar. I can't put my finger on it. And the fact that she was Hermione makes me love her so much more.
I had no idea about this because I'm not a Harry Potter person, but just the fact that she was Hermione is like
iconic.
Fascinating. Iconic.
Like
iconic.
Absolutely fantastic.
Nailed it. All right, now we should go back to Melanie Brown because I miss her.
Great Broadway star.
Wait,
So it would have been surprising to me if, you know, she had such a small part, you know,
right on.
Even if it was impactful.
She is iconic.
So
iconic.
I think that Donna is ill. I think Donna is very sick. She had a wig on.
Melanie's taking the bait, as I was too until like 5 seconds ago. So
could still be.
In the bathroom scene.
I mean,
and
it
just
probably
something
is.
the way she talked about how people would do anything for their children. Women would do anything for their children. You don't understand it until you do. Beautiful scene.
Eyes up here.
Still creepy because she's Donna, but still good scene. And I think that she knows that she is not well, and will not be long for this world. She has this crazy son who is strange and a little weird, and I probably from her own making, honestly, but a little odd, but you know, she wants to give him his start and give him a leap into this business. And I think
what was it that another listener said? Was it Terry said something about his fledgling career?
Yeah,
I love that.
It hasn't
It reminds
had
me
a chance to begin.
It reminds me of a little baby bird. Clip is a baby bird.
You know, getting this great show. So they cast this really well-known actor who's like super famous. He's Cobro, right? But it turns out he's a terrible hot mess of a human and an even worse actor. So
and Melanie is referring the hot mess of a human. She's referring to his hatred, his transgressions against the Queen Dolly Parton, which I kind of forgot about as I was feeling sympathy for Ben. And I'm like, now I kind of hate you again because you don't fuck with my Dolly. You do not.
That's right.
Going to do,
lest we forget.
And I think they were like, okay, so we got to suck the show somehow. Fine. They tried to poison him. He didn't work. And maybe even Loretta poisoned him, but I don't think she tried to kill him, just get him sick.
Right
but
on.
Whatever. I don't know. But they tried to poison it, didn't work, so they threw
I love it. It didn't work. Yeah, because he was Juliet. I was like, is this how rat poison works? I don't know.
Down this elevator shaft. That is my theory. I think that where Maxine falls into this is that they got somebody who would be a very well-known critic to sync the show so that it can change direction. Oliver will get to do what Oliver does best, which is make things sing. And this is where it gets super, super wild. Michael laughed when I put this part. That they hired a woman who might have some interest in Ben not being part of the show anymore. Maybe who might have a son who is the understudy.
I think she's saying that Jonathan is Maxine's son because he is Ben's understudy. And so she would also have an interest in...
And he's the only other black person, so television logic would dictate, right?
Yeah, I was
that they have to be
TV
related.
logic. Let's not put it past them.
But OMITB is pretty woke, right? They're not those people.
They
not
are
like
pretty
that.
decent about it.
Yeah, but it's a different take. Yeah,
I did not think of that at all.
No, I know that's pretty brilliant.
maybe
Interesting.
doesn't even want to be the lead, but I think he might feel like his mother wants him to be, and he has all sorts of pressure because of that. And it also did not make any sense to me. She would randomly just show up at a sits probe. What can you possibly glean about the show beyond singing ability of your cast from a sits probe?
That's true. She's saying a sits probe is it's not for the actors, it's for the orchestra to get on. Yeah.
Maybe Maxine is just a very thorough.
I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know this one is a little weird, and I'm sorry I've gone for like almost 7 minutes now. But
Melanie, do not apologize.
Thank you guys for the show, and bye.
Bye.
Bye, Michael.
Bye, Michael.
I love that Michael was just. I felt his presence there.
That was a lot of food for thought. That was
a lot of food for thought, and it's excellent.
That's one I
Gideon.
haven't heard.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's
Interesting.
I
very
love
interesting. And I actually can see her thought process because
They are known to us. But
Jonathan came out last season in a weird way. And his
but that was such a precious introduction.
I know it was, but also his his nightclub situation was kind of bizarre. So I like her thought process. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
Would be interesting.
I think it's fucking awesome. It got my brain going for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, think outside the box, and that's sure as shit what Melanie just did.
It
I don't
makes
know.
it fun.
I don't know. I don't know that Jonathan has any more of a part to play in this whole thing, and I don't. But the thing about Maxine being more prevalent than just a reviewer. Like, why is she so attached to Donna, and why do they have this? Because they say Cliff was like, I have nightmares about her. Like she's clearly reviewed plays of Donna's before badly, and they have bad blood. So the more I think about it, the more I might actually be okay with the fact that Donna and Cliff would be like the big bads. I don't think that that's where it's going, but I kind of might be okay with it because they're so cartoony over the top that seeing them get their comeuppance and seeing them get caught, it's going to be pretty good if it's them. I mean,
it'll be fun.
That's my one thing that I keep like going back to in the back of my head is that out of everyone that we see as a possibility, they just seem more nefarious than anybody else.
Yeah.
Like they would make sense because they don't seem like wonderful people. Like
They
it's
also,
just
they also don't kind of fit within this world a little bit. They're very
it felt different introducing them. They
feel
seamlessly fit into the only murders in the building universe.
Yeah,
like
even for OMITB, they're
actors.
over the
They're actors.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In a costume, in an Agatha Christie wig, nonetheless.
I would feel way better if they were not related with all
Those
the
kisses.
Okay. How many times have I
been
said
doing? I know. God,
I'm like, they
it's
can't be
just-
related. They can't be related. Why? Why the kissing? And honestly, you know what? If it is fucking Donna, I think bitch needs to go to jail. If you want kissing your son like that, if that is your son, lock this bitch up.
Yeah, and she's like, I can kiss him like that because he's gay. I was like, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
I'm gay and I don't kiss my mommy like that. So no, you cannot.
Just like that's not a thing. Like that
jail for you.
Yeah, straight to jail.
Straight jacket.
God.
Yeah, I think that they are cartoony even for OMITB, which is cartoony and ridiculous and shenanigans, which is why we are here.
I hate how every single time there's something that seems like a revelation about this show, I can automatically go to the other side of why it's
Kara,
completely...
that's just your lawyer doing its lawyer thing. Because that's actually your job, babe, and that's why you're gifted at what you do. Because like you're
but
supposed to be able to
in my head.
Well, no, it's not though. You love it. None of that.
When it's
All right.
this, yes. But in real life, sometimes it's a little exhausting.
Right.
It helps, but it's
is where, and actually, I think that's why so many podcasters are lawyers. A lot of podcasters, especially podcasters about television, are lawyers. And if there was another job that Jade could have, aside from an actor, since I was a child, people have told me you'd be a great lawyer. Yep, because I love to argue.
That's
Let's
funny.
get in the boxing ring. I can go.
Ugh.
I got up in the middle of Melanie Brown's voice message and I got my Jade menagerie because I have one of those, of course I do.
Yay.
And because when we were referencing my Elefante, who
Yes.
is, and actually I forgot, this is a crystal Elefante. It's
Ooh,
not
I was
Jade.
like, yours is pretty. Mine
This Elefante is minus
for
a foot.
contrast.
You
How
see?
do I...
Missing
There's-
foot.
Oh, it's Bobo's mom.
It's in Bobo's mom, the elephant, which is very appropriate. This
They're
is
so
my
cute.
rooster.
Oh, you have a cobra. You have a
This
cobra.
is my
it.
owl. Yes, and this
Love
is my
the
fucking
owl.
Jade cobra.
You have a
Which
cobra.
That's
I do.
cool.
I have a cobra, and now I just
We're gonna
want
name
to
him Ben.
That's very
Right. I took the
appropriate.
words out of my
Or-
mouth. Stop! Get out of my head. I was
or
literally
no,
the
bro.
next
No, bro.
or no, bro. The next sentence out of my brain was about to be, "This is Ben." He sits
So
on my
cute.
shoulder.
Oh
He's
my
a Jade
God.
cobra. Be okay
Ooh.
with it.
Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. I wish I had cleavage to nestle him in, but sadly I don't.
Send him over
Sad.
here.
Sad stories. I know. Either one of you would be
There you go.
really great homes for Ben. You guys have enough tits for me, for the three of us. So
That's
There
how
you
I
go.
would sneak my
can share.
disposable camera or my digital camera into concerts. Just pop it in between your boobs and nobody could tell because it just got swallowed. Anyway.
all right.
This is perfectly
We-
marvelous after dark.
This is get to see us exposed,
Oh God. But not like
naked.
literally.
nude, all nude after dark. Oh, there she goes.
Yeah.
Oh, girls,
Oh.
girls. Anyway.
All right, let's wrap it up. We just realized, fuck, I forgot a message, an email from Liz Todd, my girl.
That's for last.
Best for last. Yes, I thought we were done, but we are not done, and I am fucking here for it.
Look, I just noticed behind me where the stitches is covered, it says tit.
It does. Titches is what it says right now.
It's stitches, but it says
Snitches
tit.
snitches get
Tits.
titches. My
Snitches
favorite
get-
Stitches get
snitches.
tit.
Stitches.
All right.
Yes.
I think a
Hell
lot more
yes.
people would snitch then if they got tits and
More got tits. I think that was a
Lord
good
knows
intro.
I would.
Yeah, that's a good intro for Liz. Liz gets tits.
Yes.
I love it.
Liz gets tits. Tits up, Liz. Oh, I love that. That's our slogan. That's our slogan. Erica.
Forever appropriate.
I'm so sleepy.
Like a good neighbor, Erica is there. That's our slogan. Shut up. That's our slogan. Okay.
Such
Liz-
a good cousin trying to plug for anyway.
Right. Moses Morris. We stand.
So
We stand a
sweet.
Moses Morris. Hello, enchanting Erica, kick-ass Kara, and jackpot Jade the pirate. Arr, matey, shiver me timbers.
Oh my God.
She says, wow, episode 9 had everything and nothing. Indeed. Season 3 has been weird, and the latest episode 30 took regular weird to fucking weird. Yes, it did. It seemed to answer some questions, but then circled back to forcing us to question our questions. Nailed it. I never considered Donna as a suspect, and I'm still not convinced it was her. Right on, Liz.
Thank you.
She looks devious and has a WTF relationship with her son. Indeed. But this show has a history of throwing out, does that say benign? Is that how you spell benign? BENIGN?
Yes,
Mhm.
it
It
is.
is. Well, Jade is stupid and drunk. The combination is lethal. So the show has a history of throwing out benign, shiny things just to grab our attention. With just one episode left, there's not one suspect that I'm willing to go all in on. I can't wait to hear this week's pod. Oh, get ready for it. I'm sure you three and your listeners will add the clarity I need. Well, thank you for the faith, but it's very unfounded.
Tried.
I know.
hope so.
I know I'm missing something. Part of me thinks there's no way they'd lead us in the correct direction with another episode yet to air. They wouldn't. That's because they
I
wouldn't.
agree.
They would be that would be like a couple in the Hallmark Christmas movie kissing with 15 minutes left in the show. Yes.
Got those movies.
Oh.
Yes. That would kill the brand. Indeed. Liz, I love you. I believe episode 9 had one objective: to get our 3 podcasters working together on their podcast. There's several good suspects, including Loretta. I hesitate to write her off because of Meryl Streep's mega star presence. Right on. At times, her sweet manner and innocent persona is almost too sweet and innocent, as we were saying. Having said that, I hope it's not her for Oliver's sake. Right.
Oh, that would be so sad, but it would also be a super great parallel to Charles falling in love with a murderer last season.
I would be here for it. I love it. He's in love, and a third heart attack might not be as friendly as his first.
Oh, poor Oliver.
No, please.
Don't put that in the universe, Liz.
No.
I can't
Throw
do
salt
it.
over your shoulder.
Gideon!
Gideon! I feel him inside me.
Oh my God.
Okay, overall, 30 had all the elements I enjoy most about this show. The banter between Oliver and Charles is always entertaining, and their bond with Mabel is solid and believable. It is believable. I believe it.
It's so good.
Most marvelous moment: the use of a wedding dress to steal a taxi. No,
That
the
was
use of
good.
the wedding dress to make a father of the bride joke. That's what it was.
Did you notice I forgot about that before. The end credit music sounded like the Father of the Bride soundtrack to me. If we have a chance, we'll have to play it.
We'll have to play it in a second. Let me sign off Liz. Liz said her least marvelous moment is every scene Cliff is in. He gives me the willies. Oh my. He might be my suspect if I had one, which I don't. Okay. The Roanoke Greenway hero and Virginia's latest case of COVID pneumonia. Liz.
Oh my God,
pneumonia
Liz.
buddies. Pneumonia
We're
buddies.
twinsies, unfortunately. Except I didn't have COVID this time. It's just pneumonia. But
Your COVID not that long ago, though.
yeah, that's true.
You have COVID
it
pneumonia?
could be related. That's so
Awful.
sad, Liz. I'm sorry.
Shit. I'm sorry,
Message
Liz.
me.
Damn it.
I'm stuck at home.
So, yes, I don't have a suspect either, but if I had to pick one, it would be Cliff. I mean, as far as who poisoned the cookies, the first death.
He's
Cliff
not
is
the
definitely the one.
mastermind.
No.
But he could definitely be.
He's sneaky.
I mean, if he was the mastermind, though, kind of how great would that be? Because like Wesley Taylor's little like sneaky face. I want to
That
hear
is
his
good.
evil laugh. I want to hear that.
I think he would have a good evil laugh.
Oh,
could
he
see it.
so would.
Just
pull
look
that
at
off.
him last week during the performance when the camera went on him and his face. Shifty
Yeah.
eyes.
Yes, when he
Mhm.
flapped those sleeves,
Hmm
he meant it.
He meant it.
Yes, he knew his role and he played it. He played it well in his costume. All
His
right,
little
well
bow tie.
okay, that is it. I know his little bow tie and his little vests, his fucking rock star vests,
Never trust someone in a bow tie.
Mm.
Just
or a
saying.
vest, or a ruffled.
That's my rule in TV
ruffled
shows,
shirt.
movies, and in jury duty.
That is gonna wrap it up, bitches. We're done. We're done. So that's all we got. We're fresh out of it. We're fresh out of witty banter. It's all gone.
Yay. It's
If
all
you like this
gone.
video, tell us you liked it. Show me the like. Show me the fucking love. Show me the money. Show me the money.
Can you
Get my
tell
Mr.
that
my
we're
Mr.
millennials?
Bigglesworth. I can't tell. So do that. Show us by smacking the like button. Give us the fucking thumbs up. Just, it takes 2 seconds. Just do it. Just real quick right now. I'll
Yes,
wait.
please.
Did you do it? You probably did it. Awesome. Also, the subscribe. If you could subscribe, if you could do that, we're really trying to reach 1,000 subscribers because our time is precious.
Mhm.
We got a lawyer here. We got a mother here. I'm an actor, so I'm whatever, but pay them because if we reach 1,000 subscribers, we can get monetized. And that would be fucking amazing because then people might actually take
Aw.
my emails about collaborating on,
Yeah.
ads and things. Like they might actually take me seriously if we had more than 1,000 subscribers. So for those brand deals, for those expensive hot things that you want us to sell to you, those
And
things
get
you don't need.
discounts on.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Give us the coupon codes. Just up the subscribing. Yes, more subscribers. Anyway, take it, Kara. Take it, man. Oh, send us your feed crack.
Yeah, I was like, you have
Please.
to talk about FeedCRACK first.
Jay's high as a kite. Keep her this
Mm.
way. Keep me in the high.
Yes,
Keep
feed
me
the
in crack.
Jade. We must
Nom, nom, nom.
know your thoughts on episode 9, and
must.
then the finale episode next week. I cannot wait to
Mhm.
talk about this and hear what you guys have to say. So please write to us on Facebook or Instagram or via email, or leave us a voice message and tell us your murder
Voice messages!
theories.
I love them.
Yeah. And of course, we want to hear how you feel about the big finale next week, for sure. And of course, we always want to hear your most marvelous moments.
Yes, your pants dropping moment.
You can email us at perfectlymarvelouspodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, can
Follow
they?
us. Oh, they can. And then follow us at Instagram at perfectlymarvelouscast.
Ooh,
or join our Only Perfectly Marvelous Murders in a Building Facebook group.
It's a marvelous group. It's pretty
so
fucking marvelous.
It's
Also, if you
wonderful.
want to follow me on the socials, if you are so inclined, it is Jade the Naked Lady, surprising no one, all in one, all one word. And Jade 8 Green on TikTok. That is 8, the number 8. Also, I have another podcast. It's called Shall We Compare Thee with my friend Paul. Ordinarily we usually compare classic films to their remakes, but now in light of Only Murders in the Building, we're doing a murderous, villainous, detective kind of themed series. And we just did Clue and Dial M for Murder, and our next episode will be Columbo. We're comparing 2 Columbo episodes. I'm so excited. My two of my favorites, Jack Cassidy and Robert Culp. If you know, you know. They are I think they're the 2 best murder villains that ever Columboed. So we're doing 2 of their episodes. One is season 5, episode 5, my favorite Jack Cassidy episode, Now You See Him, where he plays a magician. It is fucking amazing. It's also one of Jack Cassidy's last performances, Gone Too Soon. Pour one out for Jack. Pour one into my mouth.
Yeah, that still counts, right?
Cheers to Jack, because I just didn't want to pour it on my lap, but truly. And then the Robert Culp episode is Paul's favorite Robert Culp episode, season 2, episode 3, the most crucial game. I am not a fan of this episode, so there's sure to be some hot takes. So that'll be our next in that series, and we'll of course put that on this feed as well. But please, if you enjoy me and Paul's crazy shenanigans, bantering, blah blah blah, there's a different vibe between me and Paul, but it's pretty fucking enjoyable. I don't know. I love
Clue
Paul.
episode was fun.
Paul's great. Yeah,
that.
Paul balances me out in a way that, like, we're total opposites. Like, he's Hufflepuff, I'm Slytherin, but we get each other, like the 3 of us here.
Slytherin and Hufflepuff.
Right on.
They're a match made in heaven. I'm just saying.
So if you like Columbo, or if you have ever had an interest in maybe trying to watch an episode of Columbo, I have to say, Columbo's fucking awesome. If you like Only Murders in the Building, you will really like Columbo. Peter Falk, just give him a chance. Just give it a try.
It's just
if you hate, I would say start with Jack Cassidy's episode, season 5, episode 5. If you've never seen Columbo and you were ever interested, watch that episode. And then at least you can listen to a little bit of me and Paul's podcast, and it might be fun. It's good. And the next one we're going to do after that is fucking A Haunting in Venice, the new Kenneth Branagh film, adapting.
God, I love him.
Adapting probably one of my top 5 favorite Agatha Christie's, Halloween Party. Halloween.
That'll be fun.
Note the apostrophe. That is that's an Agatha Christie. That was my first Agatha Christie that I ever read when I was a kid. So it has a very special place in my heart. So I could not be more thrilled that they are adapting this novel to. They're putting it in Venice. But I'm thrilled for that. So yeah, so those are going to be our next 2 episodes on Shall We Compare Thee. Yes. And don't forget, come back. Don't leave us. Next time, we're reviewing the fucking finale. Oh my God. It's called Opening Night.
I'm so excited. I'm also kind of sad, but I'm mostly excited.
Yeah.
Because I want to know all the things.
All the things.
All the things.
Yeah. Fucking, I can't wait. Babes, my loves, my babes. My marvelous ladies, I've had such a good time tonight. Oh, this has been a crazy one, but it's been good. Listeners, gorgeous listeners, thank you so much for joining us, as always.
I'm Kara.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Jade.
Thank you and good night.
I can't let him go. Come back to me, you sweet son of a bitch.
I was doing a performance for the listeners. What was I going to do? Not be Erica?
I can't believe I actually missed this.
Oh, you know you're obsessed with me.
Yes, whale. I'm gonna do it every time.
End
Whale.
scene.
I had to evil laugh. I had to do it. I've been holding it in this whole time. The whole time.
Speaking of holding it in.
The whole time. Yes, Sally
Good
Field.
Speaking of
old
holding it
Sally
in.
Field. Yes, Sally Field.